For lesson 12.9, you're calculating the surface area of cylinders. And once again, I'm going to suggest an alternate method than what the book suggests. And it's not that different. You're still doing the same exact operations. I just want you to visualize the different pieces of the cylinders when you're calculating the area. So I'm doing 4 problems from your homework. I'm doing problems 1 and 3 from your homework practice worksheet, so you can just get that out and do these problems right along with me. Don't just copy down the answer, but show the work. And then I'm also going to do problems 1 and 6 on your problem solving worksheet. For the lesson 9 homework practice, number 1 and 3, or the whole worksheet, we're talking about cylinders. And so we have 2 circles for our bases. Okay, so that's pi r squared to find the area of a circle. And then this middle section here, if you would take a pair of scissors and cut down the center of that and unroll it, you would have a rectangle. And that rectangle, when you roll it up, this part right here at the top and the bottom, when you roll it up, is actually the circumference of the circle. And that's where you get this pi d from. And then the height, of course, is how tall it is. So what I'd like for you to do on number 1 is write down 3 blanks and put pi r squared, and then pi dh. And then to the right of that, let's plug numbers in. Pi times radius squared. Well, the radius of the circle is 4. 4 squared is 16. 16 times pi is 50.3. And I wrote that twice because there's a circle on this end and then there's a circle on this end. The third portion is this middle section here. So pi dh. Okay, so I'm going to type in pi on my calculator times the diameter, which is the whole way across. If halfway is 4, then the whole way is 8. So 3.14, or the pi button, times 8 times the height. In this case, the height is 36. And you should get 904.8. Go ahead and double check, pause the video and check on your calculator. And when you add up 50.3, 50.3, and 904.8, you get the total surface area, which is 1005.4. I only want you to calculate the surface area, not the lateral. On number 3, I did the same exact thing. I wrote down 3 blanks, pi r squared and pi r squared for the top and bottom circle of my cylinder. And then that pi dh is this middle section. So pi r squared, that's the pi button times 17 times 17, which works out to be 907.9. I wrote that down twice because there's a top and a bottom. And in the middle section, pi times the diameter. The diameter would be 34. If the radius is 17, then the diameter is 34. And then take that times the height, which is 13. And you should get 1,388.6 for that middle section. Add them all up and you get 3,204.4 square inches. Go ahead and work through the rest of those problems. I'm just noticing that I did 1 and 3. So go ahead and do the rest of the odd problems on this worksheet for your homework. And then for your lesson 9 problem solving, I did number 1 and 6. For number 1, I drew a picture of a can, and it says that the diameter is 2, which means that the radius is equal to 1. And then the height of the can is 3.25, or 3¼ inches. I wrote my 3 blanks just like I did on the other one, pi r squared, and pi dh. Pi times the radius, in this case the radius is 1, 1 squared is 1, and 1 times pi is 3.14. Actually, if you were rounding it to the nearest hundredth, yes, it would still be 3.14. And then the pi dh would be pi times the diameter, which is 2, times the height, which is 3.25, and you get 20.4. And if you add those all up, you should get 26.7 square inches. Again, don't just write down the answer, but show the work that I have shown on the video. For number 6, we have 2 different pipes, and I have a really rough sketch here of the first pipe, a radius of 1.5 and a height of 30, and the second pipe has a radius of 3 and a height of 12.5. And I simply calculated the pi dh, that's actually called the lateral area right there of the middle section. And the lateral area is 282.7 on the 1.5 radius pipe, and on the 3 radius pipe, it's 235.6. And so this pipe is going to end up needing more insulation because you wrap insulation around the outside of each pipe there. So this pipe right here, the one with the 1.5-inch radius, is going to need more insulation. Remember that in order to get a C, you would just need to do one more problem, a B, 2 more problems, A, 3 more problems, and then finish the worksheet for an A+. But hopefully that got you started on these homework problems on finding the surface area of cylinders.